Hello, everyone. One of my viewers asked me to do a workout video, right? A strength training video. And I have done them in the past. I haven't been able to find it. If you look up my main channel, the one with like the 7,000 plus viewers, the TSAFA, TSAFA, you will see a bunch of other exercise videos that I have done in the past. So if you search my channel name and getting stronger or fitness or working out, you should see the older videos. I wasn't able to find the one that I wanted where I showed my routine, so I figured I'd do this again. Okay, so I started working out when I was 16. Okay, I am now 53. So that's about 37 years of pushing iron. Okay, and for the most part, I trained as a power lifter, even though I didn't do too many competitions. I still trained with that mindset of getting stronger. I always had that, that competitive athlete, mindset of getting as strong as possible. I started off as a shot. When I was in high school, I used to throw the shot put. Okay, big heavy ball. You throw it as far as you can. So we used to train as power lifters so that we could throw the shot put. Discus throwers train the same way. And in my 30s, mid-30s, I got into the medieval combat, sword fighting that you guys see me do. The way it works is like, anything that you do, you'll do it a little bit better if you're a little bit stronger. Okay, so my strength carried over into that, gave me certain advantages. And basically anything that you do in life, you will do it a little bit better if you're a little bit stronger. Okay, so that's any sport. Okay, that's why pretty much all modern day athletes in all sports lift weights, right? Because just being a little bit stronger makes you a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys the workout that I have been more or less doing for 37 years. I'm actually going to give you two workouts. Okay, up here is the workout that I recommend that you start off with if you have not been working out, if you haven't been training. It's also a workout that I would do, let's say if I go away on vacation and come back, or if I need to take a break from my regular workout, I'll do the one that's up here. Okay, this is the workout that I more or less do now. Just because of my age, I'm now like 53, going to be 54. So the workout up here, which is a full body workout, is the one that I pretty much am doing now. Okay, but for most of my 37 years of lifting, I did the workout down here. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Now, there's 5 main exercises. So both up here and down here, there's 5 main exercises. Okay, the squat, bench, deadlift, shoulder press, and rows. Okay, so and it's also going to be down here, so I'm just going to give you a brief summary. This isn't really a detailed video of how to do the exercises. There's plenty of other videos out there that you can look up for the technique, but just so that you have some frame of reference. You squat, you got the bar on your back, you're coming down so that the bottom of your leg is parallel to the ground, and you're coming up. Okay, so that's a squat. That's the king of all exercises. That's going to strengthen your whole body. It's going to stimulate your nervous system. Stimulate the glands in your body. You'll produce more testosterone, naturally. That's the king of exercises, squat. Okay, that's where your workout starts off with. Okay, so you got your squat, your bench, right, where you're laying on a bench over there, right? You're pushing the weights. Basically, you're working with 90-degree angles. So a lot of times people are like, okay, where do I grip the bar? Basically, you want a 90-degree angle over here when your arms are in the bottom position. Same thing with your squat. When I come down to the bottom position, I want a 90-degree angle in my knee. Okay, this way I'm pushing mostly from the hip, not from the knee joint. Okay, so you got your squat, your bench. What did I say next? Deadlift. You're grabbing the bars on the ground. You're lifting it with your back arched, not hunched over, coming up and going right back down. The bar's basically running along your shins. Okay, and you don't drop the bar, right? Because you're working the exercises in both directions. Going up and going down. Okay, so you're grabbing it from here, coming up, straightening out, following it back down. Then we got your shoulder press. I like to do these seated, right? You can either do it with a barbell or with a dumbbell. Okay, it works your shoulder muscles. And then you bent over rows, right? You grab the bar can be on the ground, right? Now you're working your back muscles. Okay. Your legs are the largest muscle group in your body. Okay. Your back muscles, which are from here all the way down to here, are the second largest group. Okay. The chest muscles are the third largest group. Okay. So with these exercises here, you are hitting the full body. Okay. And that's the focus. These 5 exercises are going to be your core exercises. Now there are some supporting exercises that we're going to talk about. Okay. So with these 5 exercises, squat, bench, deadlift, shoulder press, and rows, starting out, you're going to do these 3 times a week. Okay. So you can do these like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you're taking a day off in between to allow your body to rest and recover. If you're under 45, and I did these all the way up until the point of 48, you can do 4 sets, 5 repetitions. If you're over 45, like me, right, you can do 4 sets of 8, maybe even 4 sets of 10. So here's the thing, from perspective of getting stronger, lower reps with higher weight will get you stronger, okay? So the question becomes, okay, why not do 8 sets of 2 repetitions, okay? Which will in fact get you stronger faster. The problem with that is it is very taxing on your body, right? Very taxing on your muscles, your joints, your ligaments, So for that reason, you do 4 sets of 5. 4 sets of 5, the repetitions, right? Those 5 reps are low enough to make you stronger, faster, but high enough so that they don't overtax you, okay? So you can do the 4 sets of 5 year round, okay? And again, once you get over 45 years old, in my case, when I got over 48 years old, and the tendons start losing their elasticity, you can switch over to 4 sets of 8, okay? So these 5 exercises here, those are your main exercises, right? And then these are your supporting exercises. Your pull-ups, or basically lat pull-downs if you're on a machine. That's the same thing, you're working the lat muscles. Leg curls, bar curls, tricep presses, abs, okay? So let's go through these. And now these you're doing like 3 sets of 10, right? Because these are supporting exercises, right? So these ones up here, the 5 main exercises, 4 sets of 5, your squat, bench, deadlift, shoulder press, rows. And then these exercises down here, the supporting exercises, you do those 3 sets of 10. Real quick, the pull-ups, you're working your lat muscles. Same, pull-ups or lat pull-downs. If you're able to lift your entire body weight for 4 sets of 10, by all means do that. If you're not strong enough to do that, then you can use the machine because you can pick a lesser weight and work those same muscles and get your strength up. Now, this muscle here is designed to pull your body weight, okay? So that's definitely where you want to work your way to. You want to work your way up to the point where you can do 3 sets of 10 at least, just with your body weight, okay? So the next one we said was your leg curls. That's basically the back of your leg, right? Your leg bicep or your hamstrings. You want to work that. Next we said bar curl. You just grab a bar, do your curls like that, okay? Tricep presses, okay? When you do your tricep presses, don't just do the tricep push downs, right? It's a lot easier. A lot of times people, first of all, one of the things to understand with these machines, right? You see yourself there, you're doing, it looks like you're lifting a whole stack. Keep in mind those machines, right? Every pulley that you see in that machine reduces the weight, okay? So if you've got like 2 pulleys on the machine, it's like whatever weight you got on the stack, it's reduced the weight by half, okay? So that's one of the reasons, like usually with the tricep machines, there's like 2 or 3 pulleys on it. You're sitting there, like you got like whatever, 200 pounds, then you're going like this, yeah, I'm strong. That's because you got all these pulleys reducing the weight, okay? In order for it to be a 1-to-1 ratio, basically if you move it a foot, the machine, basically the plate, the weight has to also move by a foot. If you're moving it a foot and the weight only moves half a foot, you're doing half the work. Basically, you're lifting half the weight, okay, of what the plates say that you're lifting, okay? Same thing if you're doing leg presses on an incline, right? I would see guys in the gym, they put like 2,000 pounds on this leg press that was like, had like a 30-degree slant over it. Squats, guys. Forget the machines with the lat pull down. If you can't lift your body weight, I mean, that's a good reason to use a machine. Leg curls, yeah, it's really hard to hit to do the back of the leg over here. I mean, you do use it when you do squats and when you do deadlifts. You do use that leg bicep. But that's where you want to use a machine to do stuff that is really hard to do otherwise without a machine. But what I was trying to say with the triceps, you want to do the lying triceps where you're on your back and your arm is raised, because with the triceps, there's 3 heads in the tricep muscle. And if you're standing there and you're only going like this, you're only hitting 2 of the heads. It's not until you lift your arms up like this that you're hitting all 3 heads, okay? So yeah, do the lying tricep presses. So yeah, just let's take a quick look at it. So three times a week, all right? For 4 sets of 5, you're gonna do squats, bench, deadlift, shoulder press, rows, okay? Then your supporting exercises, you do your pull-ups, leg curls, bar curls, right, for your biceps, tricep, lying triceps, and then abs, right? You can do abs every time, okay? So you do that for 3 sets of 10. For abs, you can do like whatever, 3 sets of 20. You do 3 times a week for about 2 months, right? And if you're doing that, you're gonna see your strength double, okay? If you've never worked out before, right? Which is, not surprising, right? You can expect your strength. If you've never worked out with weights before, you can expect that your strength is gonna double within about 2 or 3 months, okay? So once you get up to that level, right? Because now as you're getting stronger, you're adding more weight, right? Because here's the thing, your last repetition on each set, you want it to be a grinder, right? So you want to pick a weight so that you do 4 sets of 5, right? Your 5th rep is like you're struggling to get it up, right? Or if you're benching, you want that last repetition to be hard, okay? If it's coming too easy, then it's time to add more weight. And it's probably not a bad idea. Hey, just 4 sets of 5, add another set, right? Consider the first set a warm-up, and just do another set. You want that last set to be a grinder. And now, of course, I didn't mention it, but yeah, before you do your 4 sets of 5, yeah, by all means, do some stretches, do 2 warm-up sets with some really light weight. Those don't count towards the 4 sets of 5. Okay? So after you've done this for about 2 or 3 months, okay, the idea here is that the last repetition is going to be a grinder. You're going to see the weight that you're pushing has pretty much doubled. Now you're getting to a point where, listen, you can no longer do this 3 times a week. You can't do a full body workout 3 times a week because it's just taking too much of a toll on you, right? Because you've gotten strong enough that you can use a greater percentage of your strength. So now what we do is we switch over to a 3-day split, okay? So basically Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Basically any 3 days of the week where you're taking a day off in between, okay? So I always did Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those were my workout days, okay? So the way I do this on Monday, I would do squat and deadlift, okay? On Wednesday, I would do bench, okay? And then Friday, I would do rows and shoulder, right, in red here. So I'm doing the same 5 exercises here, but instead of doing them all in one day, right, 3 times a week, I'm only doing it once. I'm doing them once a week, spread out over the 3 days. So I'm doing less working out, but I'm training a lot harder. I'm pushing a harder weight. I'm making sure that last rep of each set is pretty much a grinder. Okay. So on Monday, I would do squat, deadlift. Okay. Usually at this point, by the time I'm done with these 2 exercises, I'm pretty beat, right? Because I pushed myself to the edge, right? Then I would do leg curls and calf raises, right? For the back, calf being back here, if you don't know what calves are. So I would do my leg curls and my calf presses. This I would do 3 sets of 10, right? So these guys here are 4 sets of 5, right? Leg curls and calves are like 3 sets of 10. Now we'll do abs, finish off with abs for like whatever, 3 sets of 15, 3 sets of 20, whatever you want to do for abs, just do something for abs. And you can change it. You can do a different ab exercise, on each of the 3 days. Okay. On Wednesdays, the main exercise from this list up here would be bench. Then I would follow it up with incline bench, and you could do dumbbells, you could do decline bench, just some secondary chest exercise. Okay, so bench, incline bench. Then I would do the lying tricep presses, right, where I'm laying on the bench. Then I would do the tri pushes, push down. Sometimes I would use the ropes where I could basically, spread my arms a little bit. Then I would do the bar curl, and then the alternate dumbbell curl. So bar curl, I'm holding, usually I'm using a squat rack or something. I'm doing the bar curl. Then the alternating dumbbell, which is my second exercise, was with the dumbbells where I'm rotating my arms, okay? So I'm rotating it. Part of the biceps job is actually to rotate your arms. So that's why you want to quickly, within a couple of weeks, you want to work this into your workout, because that's going to give you a full bicep workout when you're rotating that arm, okay? And then I will finish off with some ab workout, okay? And then on Fridays, okay, I would do my rows, right? Bent over rows. I already talked about what those are. Yeah, this is one of the major exercises. You bent over here like this, pulling the bar up. Just make sure your back is arched to support you well. Do your bent over rows. Then my pull-ups or your lat pull downs, if you're not strong enough to pull your own body weight. Then shoulder presses, right? There were periods where I would do this seated with a barbell. Other times where I would do this seated with dumbbells. Either way works fine, the barbell or dumbbell. I've gone back and forth with on either. Again, I mean, the shoulder press in itself is kind of a supporting exercise for your bench, basically. So it's almost like a second chest day, because even when you're pressing up, you're still using like part of your chest, the top part of your chest. So shoulder press, then lateral raises, bent over laterals. Okay, so do my shoulder presses, then I will do my laterals like this to hit the side. Again, now these are supporting. Supporting exercises are only 3 sets of 10. Bent over laterals, work the rear delt. Again, 3 sets of 10. So all the supporting exercises, everything that's in blue here, we're doing like 3 sets of 10, and then finish off with abs, whatever, like 3 sets of 15, 3 sets of 20. So this is now here's the thing. For most of the year, I would do this, right? This 3-day split over here, okay? After like 8 months of training, it's not a bad thing to for 2 weeks, go back to this just to change it up. In fact, it's not after like 6 or 8 months of training, it's not even a bad thing to just take like a week or 2 off. No weights. I mean, take your girlfriend and go play tennis or go swimming or go on vacation. So if you go on vacation, don't lift weights, okay? If you go on vacation, do other stuff, okay? Because you actually want to give your body a chance to recover. It's also a mental thing, right? So I never had a problem with taking a week or 2 off, because I always trained religiously all other times. So I had to I would actually plan, 2 weeks off, no gym. Okay, I usually planned it around my vacations. Okay, when you come back from your vacation, right, where you don't do this, it's not a bad idea to maybe jump up to this full body workout for maybe a week or 2, just to change it up. Or maybe do something completely different. Do a completely different type of exercise for 2 weeks, and then eventually get back to your 3-day split, okay? There's other things that you can do, 4-day splits. I've seen people do 5-day splits. My idea with lifting weights, right, is I actually want to spend as little time in the gym as possible, okay? I want to go in there, I want to do the exercises, and I want to do the routine that allows me to spend as little time in the gym as possible and get the most benefit, all right? So I want exercise that will make me as strong as possible while spending as little time in the gym as I need to, okay? So that's always the mentality that I have had. So, yes, there's other things that you can do that will also make you stronger, right? But what I have found, and this is of like over the 37 years of being an athlete, while you can do other things to make you stronger, lifting weights is the fastest way to get stronger and to keep you strong. It's just like super efficient, okay? So it's a matter of efficiency. You're able to hit the whole body, hit every single muscle, and you will get stronger. Like you will get stronger by your whole body being strong than just by like certain areas of your body being strong, okay? So lifting weights is a very good way to get yourself strong, and stay strong, with minimal effort, okay? So anyway, like I said, one of my viewers asked me to post my workout routine, and I know I've done it in the past, but it seems to have fallen through a YouTube black hole somewhere. I can't find the workout I had posted. So here it is. This is a full body workout up here with your 5 main exercises, right? Bench, squat, deadlift, shoulder press, rows. You do those 4 sets of 5. And then your supporting exercise, you do those 3 sets of 10. once you've done this for whatever 2 or 3 months, then you same main exercises, but now you just split them up over 3 days. Okay, do a 3-day split with a day off in between. And the idea now down here is that you're lifting a lot more weight, so you don't have to do like squat. You don't have to do these exercises 3 times a week. You can now afford to only do them once a week and go extra hard, extra heavy. And basically, you need like 7 days to recover because you're going so hard and heavy. Okay, that's the idea with this workout over here. Okay, so I actually posted workouts from years back when I was like doing this routine where I was like my workout would be squats, 4 sets of 5 were like 350 pounds. I got one video where I'm pushing 405 pounds. So if you're pushing that kind of weight, you need 7 days to recover. Okay, you need 7 days because you're not just recovering the muscle, you're recovering the the tendons, the joints, your mind. So once a week, hitting each body part once a week, if you're going super hard, is perfectly good. In the beginning, you won't be able to go super good or super hard, right? But you're just not capable of it. So that's why we do it. We do the full body 3 times a week to get yourself to the point where you only need to work each body part once a week and you're able to go super hard. Okay, so drop some comments. Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to y'all soon.